And we are live. Evening, guys. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Live from Rendovate. And I am your host with the most. Yes, Joel Cook. And I'll wait for you guys to get on. Because I don't like talking to myself, even though I do it sometimes. But yeah, we're in here. We're live. And let me just reload this page quickly. We're on Facebook. Rendovate Hub, and we're on YouTube. Rendovate channel on YouTube. So all good in the hood, you know. So is my live coming up? Oh, we got 6 people on. That's nice. That's nice. Yes, Jay. Yes, Wayne. Hope you're good, my top boys. 2 proper geezers there for you. Jay, actually, I need to message you really quickly. Sorry. 1 minute, Jay. 1 minute, Jay. Yes, James. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. All right, okay. Oh, Jay, I'll have to send you it after I get off because I'm blagged. But I've got something. Someone who asked me something about what you're doing, and they might have made contact with you already. To be fair, because I told them to go talk to you, so they might have done that already. But yeah, cheers, guys, for jumping on, getting onto the live. I hope you're all good. I hope you're all well. Yes, to my guys on YouTube there, Jumping Jack Flash, Mark Neeson. Mark, I tried to listen to the video, but I think I only got the first one. I didn't quite listen to the second. Well, I haven't even found the second one to look. I've been all over the shop today. Honestly, just got in now, and I'm like, well, I ain't just got in now. I've been in a couple of hours, but you know, you just haven't stopped. You're just like thinking, bloody hell, man, what's going on? So yeah, it's just one of them, man. But yeah, what's going on? What is going on with this weather? What is going on with this weather? It's absolutely doing my nutting. You know what? If you want to rain, I think you should just rain. Just rain. Piss it down. Get it all out. You know what I mean? If Mother Nature wants to be a bitch and she wants to kick off, do it. Just do it. Do it. At least then we know what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? I'll stay at home or I'll do some computer work or, you know, I'll do something else. I'll do some editing. What? I could do lots of things, but instead she gets me out there, right? I'm taking extra jumpers with me to work now because I know, you know, as soon as I set up and as soon as I spray that first little bit, that first meter, I know she's going to come over and just piss on me. And that's exactly what she's been doing. So, honest to God, man, it's been doing my nutting. Either way, today, I did manage to get what I wanted scratched. But it just was one of them, you know. If the weather would have been nice, right, and I wouldn't have had to leave stuff, and you know, I wouldn't have had to put it on and run and hide in my car for fucking shelter. You know, you just like think, you bastard. But I got what I wanted to get done. But it just means I'm gonna have to probably take back a couple of snots and that, you know what I mean, tomorrow, which usually I'd run my float around the beads and stuff like that properly, and any spots that I wanted to take off, I'd have just fucking flattened them. But you know what it is, it's just one of them. You just gotta work with it, aren't you? But I'm shooting a video. I'm doing a video for what you call it, for end of it, but I'm doing a video on a new not a new system. What about? See what I mean? I'm doing a video on an EcoRen system that I'm going to be using onto new block. So yeah, I've been shooting some stuff on it. Obviously, I've been using my mixer as well. Oh man, wait to see the video on this. Oh, the mixer is it's an absolute belter. It's so creamy. So yeah, I was happy with the mixer, and then the machine. I put a different nozzle on that I'm going to be spraying with now, and it just so like where I point it's going. You know, sometimes with a mortar nozzle it goes a bit wider and stuff like that, a bit fatter. I've got a dialed-in nozzle. I'm not even sure what size. I think it might be an 8 or 9 mil nozzle, but it's when it hits the wall, it still looks beautiful and tight. So you'll see some videos coming up of that. But yeah, Wayne got soaked putting scaffold up. Wayne Cox, mate, honestly, the weather has just been a nightmare. And what it is as well, it's like, I like this, mate. I'm sat there, I set up all my gear, got everything ready to rock and roll. I didn't put a mix on because I knew it says on the weather it was going to rain. So I'm like, okay, We've got an hour. I'll tell you what, it's perfect timing. I'll just go get some snap. I'll sit down. I'll send a couple of emails. I'll see how my lass is getting on, whatever. And literally, not even an hour, 45 minutes of rain, and then it stopped. Sky was beautiful. I thought, yes, buzzing. Dropped my mix in, and as soon as I got my mix in, I started spraying, pissed it down again, and it didn't stop for about an hour. So I had to finish off the wall that I was on. So I sprayed all the front of the extension, and I just got piss wet through because I was troweling it up, spatting it, and then I was putting a key in it anyway. And I got piss wet through. Jumped in car again, changed my jumper, my t-shirt, because I've got spares in the car because I knew it would come in. And yeah, that's what happened. Got back out, did the 2 sides scratched. Lovely. So all in all, not a bad day. I got there this morning, beaded it up, taped it all up, and scratch coated it. So I'll take that on my own. Do you know what I mean? I'll take that on my own. It's not a bad gig. You know what I mean? So tomorrow I'm looking to second pass on mesh and finish the lot really. So I'm going to be there nice and early tomorrow. Hopefully get that done. But yeah, evening, Martin. Hope you're well, mate. Jumping Jack. I'm doing a load of lime hemp. I'm loving the weather. What are you doing that inside? Internal inside then. Yes, Josh, the plasterer, hey up, mate. I had a little bit of a rant earlier on my TikTok. It was just like just for doing me head in, because like I'm seeing a lot of stuff recently where people are getting undercut on that, like on jobs, and people are losing out to other folk and that, yeah. And it's like, honestly, it's like fucking hell, man. It's just so like doing me nothing. It's like, guys, man, stop worrying about what other people are doing, man. Do you know what I mean? What, Josh Platt? It's gone viral, has it? Let me have a look at that. I haven't been on my TikTok. Shut up, it ain't. Chatting, he's lying, he's chatting shit. He's like, nah, it can't gone viral. There's only been a few on it. Not even 1,000 views on that. I was like, oh, you got me nervous. Then I thought people were giving me some stick on TikTok. That's why I don't go live on there anymore, me, because I can't see any of them and just smash me. And I'm like, oh, I can't even see you to have me back. So I don't really mess about on there. But yeah, no, I put it up because it's like, yeah, Josh, man, we just want him. I was like thinking, it's been an undertone in all the groups, like for the last all this year, it's been like that, hasn't it? It's been like that all this year. It's like, bloody hell, man. All I'm hearing is people going about getting undercut and, pricing. What's the price for this and what's that? And it's just, yeah, it's just one of them. I don't like to sound like a dick, but it's like, guys, man, there's loads of stuff out here now that to help us. You know what I mean? We've got the Trowel Talk, you've got Stuart's mentoring group, you've got my page. I give people loads of advice on here. If there's a topic on the thread, I'll comment on it. You know what I mean? I'll put my 2 pence in. I share videos. You've got Kirk Johnston. You've got all these different people. You've got Eric doing a live. You've got, there's loads, man. There's loads of people who are doing stuff where it's like you can learn from them and get the information. I mean, and then you just come on the internet and moan about it. It's crazy. I just think, bloody hell, guys, get educated in it, man. Seriously. Stop losing out to people on, on prices and that kind of jazz. It's one of them, man. Honestly, the value that you offer is more important than the price of something. So yeah, it's one of them. I know people, I used to think back in the day, I know people think like this now still, and that's what I can hear in these posts. I can hear it. I can hear what they're saying when I know the feeling, you know what I mean? Because when I first started out in business, you're always worried about money. You're always worried about, am I pricing it too high? Am I pricing it too low? If some of the people try to use the things to you, like they go, I'm going to get a few quotes and that type of language and stuff like that. So listen, you know what? You've got me going on it now, so I'm going to talk about it. So you're on it, yeah? You're watching this. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to talk you through some bits and bats. I think it's a clash now between Terry from the pub and us lot who are generally trying to show everyone what we can do. Do you know what, mate? I don't even go. I don't even care about Terry. Like, honestly, guys, yeah, man, this is the way I see it. This is the way I see it. When I first started out, the languages and the view and how I used to look at the trade was always down to numbers. You always used to think, you know what, guys, I need to be competitive. Can people afford, you know, worrying about like what the customer's going to, be like and all this kind of stuff, and pretty going into everything, pretty blind. You know what I mean? Like really blind, not not having a clue what's going on. Just going to look at jobs and stuff like that. It's like, it's crazy. I can think back to times when I used to price jobs up, right? And like every time I got a call, I'd go and meet them. I'd go to a job and price it. Every time I got a phone call, I'd book it in and go. My nights, on my weekends, evenings, do you know what I mean? Whenever it is, when it's convenient for them, all that kind of stuff. I used to do all that kind of shit. And it didn't matter what it was, if it were a patch, if it were a big job or a little job. I used to just rush to serve people and stuff like that. And it's like, fucking gets you nowhere, mate. Gets you nowhere. I just think I remember going to look at a job before, and this is one thing that happened. I went, well, kind of a little bit of a turning point. I went to go look at a job. I got it from Yell.com. So I used to do all right on Yell.com. I'll be honest with you. People give it some shit, but in Leeds, it were all right for me. I was all right off of it. I paid to be at the top, and I got quite a lot of jobs through it. But anyway, fucking, I've got to do a job, and I knew my competition was around me because I looked at them and I seen them. They didn't have websites; they're all shit. But it were like, I knew who the local plasterers, and the level I was at was, I'm not going to say the names because it's rude, but there's a lot of plastering companies or plasterers that have been around in Leeds for a long time who were just like fucking like they're just fucking pissheads and that. They're just doing it for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? So they are going to be shit. And I remember going to look at a job in Beeston in Leeds, and it's not the best part of Leeds, mate. It's not really a good area. And I went there to look at a job, and I went in, and it were a family who were like, probably quite poor, and someone had been in the loft and put the foot through the ceiling, but the ceiling was pagged now. It needed fully boarding. I know it needed fully boarding. And the guys were talking. I said, "This and the ceiling is fully doing, mate. You know what I mean?" And he said, "Well, how much would it be?" So I was dirt cheap, man. I said, "Well, it's going to take me a day to do, so it'll be like 120. And then your materials, you're going to need like so many boards, so many plaster." I think the quote coming at like 230, 240. And they were like, "Oh, it's dear that though, isn't it?" Like, oh, bloody hell, well, we've got a few more people coming. So, and I was thinking, am I too dear there? Am I? You know what I mean? We're talking a long time ago. This is a long time ago. This is like, boy, this is back in the day, like over 10 years, you know what I mean? And like, bloody hell. So I'm thinking, so anyway, I've left the house. And as I'm leaving the house, the next guy were coming in. The next quote were coming in. As I've gone to the car park, right? And then this is like a shitty council area in Leeds that's like, fucking, I won't even go there now to look at a job. And that ain't me being a knobhead, do you know what I mean? Being stuck up. It's like they ain't gonna pay me. Do you know what I mean? They aren't gonna want to pay what I want for the job. So I'm walking out, and then this guy got out of his van, fucking roll up in his mouth, covered in shit, and I'm there with my van signed up properly. I've got a proper cut plastering top on. I'm, clean. I don't smoke. Everything's like, not knocking anyone who smokes, but the guy looked like he just fucking fell out of an ashtray, you know what I mean? And he's rolling up to the job covered in shit, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, this guy's my competition, really? So he's walked up to this job anyway, he's gone in. I was in car park, I got off, didn't hear nothing back from him. So it's obvious what's happened there. They've gone for another quote that'll probably cheaper than mine. And I just thought from that day, I thought, hold on a minute, is that really where I'm putting myself? Is that really where I'm marketing myself? With that, and that's what I did. I looked and I thought, with fucking that, really? Someone's got to give you, like, this isn't even right. And it wasn't even about money. It was just the fact of like, I looked at me and I looked at him and I thought, we ain't the fucking same, mate. We're not the same. We shouldn't even be breathing the same fucking air. Do you know what I mean? The reality is, this isn't right, man. I shouldn't be in this area doing these type of jobs for them type of people who want to pay that type of money with that type of competition. This ain't anything that I wanted to fucking do. Do you know what I mean? This is not what I signed up to go work for my own plastering business and rendering business to do shit like that, to compete like that. Do you know what I mean? And this is something that went in my head a long time ago, and I thought, fuck that, mate. Something's got to be different here. And literally, guys, Not saying that was the main thing. I had a few things happen in business and in you know in my life and stuff like that around that time that made me realize I need to learn, I need to level up on everything that I do. And from there, that's what I did. I've looked at video, I've watched countless fucking videos. I listened to loads of audio books, YouTube. I ask questions to all people who I know who are in business who are successful. I'm not scared to ask, you know, for advice and tips. I've got mates who do different types of jobs than me, but I still ask them because it's all mindset. It's all value. I ask customers for feedback. What could have been better? What could I have done better? This is all stuff I used to do a lot of. You know what I mean? I've never been shy to ask a question. And that's what I used to do. And it's like, so when I come on here, guys, and you see me, I'm ranting a bit now, and I see these posts and stuff like that, it ain't just because I'm being a dick and it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's all right for you because you get decent work now and all that kind of stuff, and you do this and that. Nah, I've been at that point where we're getting all shit and I was mixed in with all the people I didn't want to be with. And then you've got to realize you've got to do something different, man. You've got to do something different. Like anything less than leveling up. Don't moan about it. You put yourself there, do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. I was there pricing up jobs with this guy who just fucking fell out of an ashtray. What? Give over. Not a chance. Never seen them since. Never seen them since. Anyone who was on that list around that time with me, around there, they're still working. But I don't know them. They don't exist. Don't know them. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, left them well behind. And that's the reality of it. It's the competition is with yourself, really. But obviously looking out, when it comes down to it, I'm happy that there's a lot of guys in Leeds now who there's a couple of rendering companies about now that have, you know, stepped the game up, and I see them about, and mate, I'm happy for them. I think it's good that they've actually got something about them to do a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Brings up my trade and my industry so much by them doing that. I don't think, oh shit, that's my competition. I'm happy for the competition. I'm happy for it. It's you know, I'm buzzing for it. The reality is, guys, it's like plastering. There's a few plastering companies in Leeds. Mate, there's only a few who are top dogs around here. There's only a few. There's only a few, mate. I'd rather be in that crowd, mate. I'd rather be in that list. Do you know what I mean? You know, they're on the short list for certain types of jobs, certain types of areas, certain type of customers. That's where you want to be, and that's where you want to market yourself. So a lot of you guys who are moaning and stuff like that, or you might be feeling a bit disheartened. It sounds like I'm going a bit hard here, but if you're disheartened, right, by getting undercut by someone, yeah, raise your value up. Raise your value up. I don't give a shit how much someone charges, mate. Don't matter to me. Don't matter. I've gone to jobs where I've been 3 or 4 grand more expensive than the next guy, and have still picked me. They've still picked me. I've gone to jobs where renderers who I don't even know. I don't even know, so I don't know where they're getting this from, but they've got the balls to ask for 20, 25 grand for an 18 grand job, right? And it's like, I've gone in and I'm like thinking, I don't know how to get it to 25 grand. I'm thinking, how can I get it to 25? Well, it's nowhere near that. There's nothing I could do to get it up to that price. So you've got to realize, guys, for everyone you think's undercutting you, there's someone taking the piss too. And this isn't just one or two times. Every job I go to, you know, I'm getting different parts of the spectrum. I like to land in the middle, but the middle for me, is it the middle? I don't know if it is. I'm just happy with what I earn. So the reality is, it's like, you know, like I say, it's one of them. It's some variation in here. Don't worry. You need to work to what what you need money-wise. David has commented on YouTube saying, hi, pricing is tough. Guys, it sounds like I'm being like, I don't know. It's like, guys, it ain't tough. It ain't tough. It ain't tough. You've got to apply yourself. I mean, no, that's what I mean, Jumping Jack. He just said to me, you ever come down south for work, prices up north must be tough. Nah, they're not. They're not. We all need healthy competition. Wayne Cox is right. We all need it. It's healthy competition. I'll tell you now, though, you know the best competition that you can have, is yourself yesterday. That's the best competition. And that sounds like some dick who's read The Secret or read you know, listen to The Power of Now and all that. Listen, I'm not into that. I'm into more of like biographical books and biographical books and shit like that of people actually being through business. I'm not really that spiritual, although I am a little bit into believing, you know, and all that kind of stuff, achieving all that. But I don't live off of that. I know that it's graft, you know what I mean? It's a graft, you know what I mean? So when I say stuff like, you know, fucking, you know, better than yesterday, what I mean, guys, is the competition is you. It's only you, you know. If you're comparing yourself to people trying to beat them, you can go on, you know. No, you can't go on forever, because once you beat them, what do you do then? What do you do then? Do you know what I mean? When I built my company to a certain level of people and certain size jobs, right? You know why I did that? Fucking ego, mate. I did it because I wanted to blast everyone out of the water. That's what it is. And I thought that's what I needed to do to be successful, was to be number one, to be the best, to be the biggest. You know what I mean? To have all the best big jobs, not best jobs, the big jobs and all that. It was all ego. It's a load of shite, mate. It didn't mean anything to me. I earn more money now than when I had a fucking big company. So the reality is, what's the point? But going off the track there, the fact is this: I know, like, I don't care what anyone else does. Like, I want everyone to do well. Anyone around me, plasterers, renderers, I want you to do well. I hope you do well. I hope you do well and you look after your family and you have a good life and an easy life and no headache. I don't wish the stresses I went on anybody. That's just the way I am. I don't want that. I don't want that. But you've got to understand as well, I ain't going to worry about them, because I know the fact is no one will outshare me. No one will out content me. No one will give more information than me in my area. I know that as a fact. I'd love them to do it. I'd love them to do it. I'd love them to do it. Honestly, I'd love them to step up the game and do it, because I'd go again. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, I'm not really pushing myself as much as I think I should. You know what I mean? But the reality is, it's like, I know I'm getting better at everything I do, but, you know, it's just one of them, man. Stop focusing on other people. Fuck it. Price is a price. You've got to look at what your lifestyle is, what your business needs. Do you know what I mean? And you cater it all to suit you. And if someone doesn't fit in your budget, right? If someone don't fit in your price range, we've all got a price range. Don't just pluck numbers out of the sky. These successful people don't just pluck a number out of the sky and go, oh, well, everyone else is charging 170, so I should really charge 170. They don't. They go, well, I want to earn this much a year. I want to have this type of house. I want to drive this type of car. I want to go on this many holidays. I want my kids to go to this school. I want to eat this type of food. I want to do this. Yeah, you all of it. I want to go shopping with Mrs. Yeah. I want to take her out for dinner on these nights. Everything's got a cost and a value. And then you know what you do once you've done all of that? Once you've done all of that, put it all together, divide it up, and you'll have a figure. You'll have a figure of what your life costs to run. That's what it is. You'll have a cost for your life, and get to work. From there, you reverse engineer it. So we look at how many jobs am I going to have to do a year? How many days a year am I going to have to work to earn, you know, the X amount of money to live this type of lifestyle? And you cater your business to you. Your business is a vehicle for you. Like, when your business starts controlling you, then we've got a problem. We've got a problem. And I had that for a long time, and it does your head in, mate. It stresses you out. It causes you all sorts of headache and heartache, and I end up giving it up anyway. So it's like, went through all that, and it's like, fucking hell. So the reality is, guys, cater everything. You're going self-employed, you might as well make it what you want it to be. You don't want to be stressed. You know, you don't want to be running around pricing every type of job. Just think about it. Market yourself better. You know, target people who you want to work for. Target them. Sounds bad. Nah, it's business. Target them. That house in Beeston, mate, they're going to be paying $5 for that ceiling. Do you know what I mean? For all the boards and stuff that's going to cost now, my labour for the day, it's going to be $5 for that now. Do you know what I mean? They didn't even want to pay 200 quid before. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's never going to be my market. Never. So I hate to say it, but there's certain jobs I won't even go look at in Leeds. I'm from a council estate, from a poor family. We have fuck all when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Poor, mate, didn't have nothing. I'm not saying this as a snob. I'm saying this as a normal guy who understands no one in my area would want to pay my rate. No one would. They wouldn't. So it's like, why the fuck am I going to go look at a job there? So all my jobs are on the outskirts of Leeds, North, Northwest Leeds, all that kind of stuff. That's where they are. That's where my jobs are. That's where people with money are. My certain clients are like, there's a demographic of them as well. It's like, if I look back and break down all my customers, right? they all fit into the same category. And this is something from research that I've done. They all fit into a certain category. They're all married. It sounds mad, right? They're all married. They've all got kids, 2 or 3 kids. They're all between the age of 40s to like 60s. Like that's the bracket. And funny enough, right, most of the people I do work for have either worked in medical, like this sounds crazy, they've worked in a medical industry or law. That's where they've been, in that type of sector. That's where they've been. And that's just from my research, you know, from jobs that I've done over the last few years. I've looked at that. That's my market. That's where they are. And the biggest concentration where they are is in them areas that I'm on about, North Leeds, that type of place there. So not even round to like, and this is what it is. If anyone's watching from Leeds and you're a plasterer or a renderer, I'm going to give you another bone, guys. A lot of my customers aren't even round to where like, you know, round there and stuff like that. They're not where you think they would be. They're not, because they're young money. Like they're young money. So the reality is, and this is I'm going deep here. Anyone who wants to know about marketing and business stuff like that, this is the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing with Stuart on his group. And this is kind of stuff that I do. I'm offering one-to-one to people. You know what I mean? I'll break it down with you, mate. I'll tell you the facts. And the reality is this, yeah, people who are into new money, they usually work on budgets. So the reality is they're not going to want to drop 15, 16 grand on a rendering job, mate. You know what I mean? They're going to want something a bit cheaper. You know, it's new money. It's doing well in the career. You know, new bird, new you know, families and stuff like that. They usually haven't got a lot of dough to drop on a full re-render or, you know, the top of the range, everything done. So, you know, these areas are all up and, not I say up and coming, it's not. It's a good area in Leeds, but it's not quite the band out. The band further out from them areas is where people have got money. And it sounds like when I say money, it sounds like I'm talking about that. I'm talking about people who are my target customers, and I'm their target contractor, because that's what they want. They want someone who knows the shit, knows what they're on about, has got a reputation, and that's what they want. Simple as that. And they've got the money there, and that's how it works. So again, guys, this is just something that I'm telling you, that the information I've just said there is all stuff that I've had to work out. I've had to work it all out. I did my prices the other day for systems. So the easiest way to work out a rendering system is to price it up like you're doing a 100-meter job. That's what you need to do. Price it up like you're doing a 100-meter job. So work out how much base coat you're going to need, how much mesh you're going to need, what depth it's going to be. Go around a standard house and just think of the beads you're going to use. Add all that together. You see, I'm telling you now how to price up a job. Do you know what I mean? Add it all up, whatever it is, and then divide it by 100. It gives you a meterage price for the materials. That's what it does. So I worked out the other day between 3 different render systems. One was £24 something, one was £26 something, and one was £27 something. There were matters of quids in the meter, you know what I mean? And that was all thin coat jobs. Happens to be the one that I prefer to do. Comes in a little bit cheaper than the other two. Do you know what I mean? And I won't looking at them on cost, because I want to choose a job on I won't want to use the material on cost. I go what I like. You know what I mean? That price don't matter to me. It goes to the customer. But I just did it to work it out, because I wanted to know what the increase was per meter. So I remember years ago pricing up at all my materials, and they were coming around £18-19 a meter. So if you think years ago to now, it's gone up 4 or 5 quid. You know what I mean? Some have gone up 6-7 quid. It's a lot of money, mate, on a meter on a job. You know what I mean? It adds up. So anyway, that's how you work it out. And then from there, let's just say it's a semi-detached house. We're just saying it's 100 meters because it's easy to work out. How much you want to earn a day? And then all you want to do then is work out how many days it's going to cost, take you to do. Is you going to have a labourer with you? You're going to have another guy with you? Put them together. How many jobs? How many days it's going to take you to do? Add the sum together. Divide it by 100. Yeah. What you do then? Stick them both together. Materials price per meter, labour per meter, because you've got it now, because you know how many days it's going to take to do it and all that. You've divided it by 100. You know. And then what you do then is you put a markup on, or you put a percentage on profit. Do you know what I mean? This is for your business. That's it. And then if you've got a VAT, you stick that on top, stuff like that. So I've basically just told you how to price up on the meterage a rendering job. Easy as that. It's all about adding everything up, getting your ducks lined up in a row, and then dividing them up so you can find your meterage price. That is it. And you don't even have to price on meterage. Some jobs I don't even price on meterage because I won't get them. You know what I mean? If I want £100 a meter, and I have to do an extension, right? And there's 40 meters on an extension, and I say it's going to be £4 plus, they're going to look at me like it don't work out because it's only going to take me 3 or 4 days, but I want £4. It's like, nah, you've got to use your brain there and think, you know what? No, that ain't right. So what I'll do, because they're going to come back to me again and again and again and again, I put in a good day rate. Do you know what I mean? I put in a good day rate. So let's just say I want 300 to 350 a day. It's going to take me 4 days plus materials. That sounds a bit more reasonable, doesn't it? And it just means you're going to get more and more work. So there's a time and place for meters. There's a time and place for day rates. Again, I've never told them what my day rate is. I just give them a price because I know if I give him a meterage, it's not going to look right. It just looks like I'm just trying to get, it's all right for one job in it, get a drink, a good drink out of it, but then you starve the rest of the time. I'd rather just be like, you know what, usually I charge this per meter, but guys, extension for you, 3 or 4 days, in and out, pay me end of week. Yep, sound, cushed it. Here's the price, £2,000. Do you know what I mean? 2,200 quid, whatever, it don't matter. But it's better than charging full £100 a meter for Finco system, innit? So, yeah. So when I say, guys, you're struggling to price up stuff, I've just done a rendering thing for you there. I've just told you a rendering price. I've just told you how to do it. I've even told you roughly how much it is for a Finco render job in materials alone. I've told you it's £24 to £27 a meter. You know what I mean? That's it. But yeah, Colin, you know the crack, mate. Colin's, like I say, a professional renderer, plasterer, and he's part owner of suppliers as well. So he knows from both ends as well. This guy knows from being an applier, a customer, what do you call it? A tradesperson, and he knows from the end of supplying it as well. So the reality is, it's like, to me, that's someone who knows his shit. You know what I mean? And again, he's there. He's watching here. Materials have really gone up. I bet he knows it. Like I say, evening, Carl. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. But yeah, never let the customer work out what you want in their head. Always work around it. So yeah, like I say, guys, it always comes down to the language. It comes down to the language, mate. It's like that kind of talk there. Do you know what I mean? Customer comes and asks me, what do you charge a day? What you want about? I charge for the job. That's it. I just think as well, it's like sometimes I think to myself, how do you guys get in a position where someone feels like they can actually talk to you like that as well? Like, it's crazy to me. Do you know what I mean? How people feel like they think they can talk like that. Oh man, who would have won the other day who actually come on and he said something about, they said something proper rude. Working on a Sunday for him. I expect you here for 8:30 and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know where you get the audacity to even talk like that, me. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's happened here? Have I walked in with a sign on me that says silly bastard or something and people think they can talk like that? It's crazy. I just don't understand it. It's like, guys, man, don't, you don't need to be a dickhead about it. You just need to carry yourself a bit different. Like, no, that ain't going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't even be thinking about that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, cheers, Colin, mate. That's it. Like I say, I've been through mill, mate. I know how hard it is for people, and I understand that, like, in our trade and that, it's hard for people to level up. I get that, but it's not as hard as you think. It's not as hard as you think. A lot of the time, you're just holding yourself back. Look at me, fucking hell, inspirational talker now. Listen, man, a lot of you just hold yourself back. You hold yourself back, honestly. Stop doubting yourself. When you're a plasterer or a renderer, right, guys, you lot, I was actually thinking this. I was just thinking this the other day. I was like, literally, I think it might have been yesterday. I was thinking, you know what? This job is hard, man. Like, plastering's hard, man. Like, everyone who's like a plasterer now, I just think to myself, like, you lot have got to give yourself a pat on the back instead of trying to compare to sparkies and plumbers like there's some sort of fucking hierarchy and stuff like that in the trades. Mate, fuck that. No way. I don't even care like what they do or what they charge. Like they've got some sort of they've got some sort of union or something. Have they? Heck, you know what I mean? I've seen plumbers I've seen plumbers charge fuck all, mate, and go and bodge them up with silicone. I've seen plumbers charge, you know, big dough. Do you know what I mean? So the reality is, to me, it's like, you know, there's cowboys in every industry. There's people who overcharge and undercharge. It's mad, honestly, man. I've seen so many people who've like, I think fucking hell, they're charging, they charge that much for it and stuff. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Fucking hell, it's mad, honestly. But listen, man, I've been ranting there, guys, to you because it does really get on my tits, man. It does. Colin, it does, mate. It does. It's crazy. It's just like, guys, man. Please, man. Please, just try something new. Put yourself apart from anyone in your area. That's what it is. Do you know how many guys I talk to who go, I love your videos, Cook, when they see me in Butty Shop or they see me in Costa or whatever. They're like, I love your videos, mate. Rate you for that. I'm gonna give it a go. And I go on, crack on, get it done, man. Like, do a couple of lives and that. I'll actually tell them to do videos and stuff like that because I want them to do it because I know it's gonna make it better for them. Making it better for them makes it better for me, makes it better for my industry, makes it better for everyone. So I want them to do it. And then honestly, right, it's fucking about him. I think I want him to go and do it, right? Because it's like, just give it a go. Just give it a go. Because everyone thinks it's easy, right? And don't get me wrong, it gets easier. It's still fucking graft, you know what I mean? But the reality is, go do the fucking video. I'd love to see someone in my area shooting content and blasting it out. Do you know what I mean? It'd be good. I would wish them all the best. But everyone says they're going to do it. And then next thing you do, you see 1-2 videos out, you see an odd story, an odd post, and they fall off. They fall off. No one's got the consistency. They haven't got the consistency. They haven't got the consistency at all. It's one of them, man. Honestly, I've been thinking about it loads. Carl, what you want about my job's the hardest, mate, especially in winter because my radiators take ages to warm up. Fucking office guys. Eh? It's hard to get it right all the time. Win 100%, mate. It's hard, man. Our job's difficult. You know, the thing is, guys, I've made loads of mistakes, me. Like when it comes to plastering, rendering, I've made fucking loads of mistakes, mate. Honestly, trust me, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best plasterer. I'm not the best renderer. I know I'm not. I can do it all to a decent level, but I'm not the best. Do you know what I mean? But I won't be outworked. I won't be outshared. You know, I won't be out anything, nothing. I won't get beat. I won't quit. You know what I mean? So the reality is I'm always going to get better. Every day I get better. Every week I get better. I look back at some of the stuff I do. I think, bloody hell, I'm good at that now, aren't I? You know what I mean? Pat on my own back. And it's like, obviously I don't blast it out and that, you know what I mean? But I do talk to my son a bit. But, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? But for you guys, it's like, listen, man, you need to fucking, come on, do this. Do the videos. Mad. I could give, right. I could sit here, right, and give fucking information away to people if they're asking me questions and stuff like that. I can tell you what I think you should do. I am going, like I say, I am offering one-to-one stuff, like, you know what I mean, with mentoring and stuff like that. Because there's certain people who are asking me questions. I've had like 5 messages this week of just people messaging me, asking me for advice. I'm full of it. I want to help people. I do, but I can't at the detriment of my family. I can't just sit down on my sofa and WhatsApp people back and Instagram people back. It's not going to happen anymore. Like I say, I do these lives. I love doing them. I love coming on here. If anyone wants any questions, ask me on here. I'll answer. If I know the answer, I'll tell you on here. I'll tell you on here. I am going to say one thing, but one guy asked me, though. One guy asked me, right, about he wanted to do more commercial work. I'll tell you in a minute, mate. I'll tell you the question for that, James. The answer for that, sorry. What it is, guys, yeah. It's like this guy asked me about commercial work. He wanted to do more of it. And I didn't really Don one, you can't be I'm the best. I know, mate, you probably are better than me. I just talk about it a lot. I think yeah, people will definitely benefit from a one-to-one with you, Joel. That's what I mean, Colin. I haven't really pushed them out as much, I haven't marketed as much, but I am open to do it. It's something I want to do because I feel like a lot of people need that. It's more like accountability, innit? Like, I'm not going to you know, I want everyone to feel all right and that. But the reality is, a lot of people need a fucking good pushing back. A lot they're kicked over edge. Like, fucking get into it, get stuck in. Do you know what I mean? The worst thing that could happen is that people say no. Do you know what I mean? Or you get ignored. You know what I mean? Nothing else fucking matters. So I'm all about seeds, me, when it comes to commercial work. I'm just going to drop some in here. Anyone who wants to do commercial work. This guy asked me. And basically, I said, you know what? I didn't say this to him, but I was thinking, you know what? This is something where it's like, right there, fucking, I can't take my time out on this explaining this to just this one person. So I'm going to do it on this fucking video. That's how I'm going to do it. Time served, no better. It's mad, innit? It don't matter. You still fucking don't learn. You need to fucking learn from someone who's been through it or done it or just guided, mentored. So this fella asked me, and I said, right, what did I do when I wanted commercial work? So bearing in mind, I'm a normal Joel. I've just, you know, a couple of years before I started getting into commercial work, I'm pricing this job up with this guy who's fell out of an ashtray. Fucking, I'm pricing against him. Jumped out of a fucking clapped out van, fucking coffee cups falling out, fucking roll up in his hand, mate, fucking plaster all over him, gigs on, Atlas down. He just looked like he was fucking going, it looked like he'd been in Boozer, come out of Boozer and look at job and he's going back to Boozer. That's how he looked, right? Honestly. So the geezer is, how have I gone from looking at them type of jobs to then, you know, being a commercial guy? And the reason, the thing, this is what I think, right? I could give you ideas all day. Planting the seed. And now it's like these days, it ain't just about planting. You can do more than just plant a seed. We can plant a little tree. We can plant a little fucking tree. So back in the day, I was planting seeds. So a seed for me, what I'd ring up JP Wild office. Hi there, can I speak to the contracts manager, please, or the QS? Who's speaking? I'm like, Joel from Renovate. I mean, not Renovate. Joel from Cut Plastering, because I want Renovate then. Joel from Cut Plastering. Yeah, is anyone expecting your call? I'm like, no, they're not expecting my call, but I just need to talk to one of them, please, if possible. Just to talk about some projects coming up. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I'll pass you the information on. All right, cool. She took my email address, took my phone number, done. 3 or 4 days later, didn't hear anything. Rang back again. Hiya there, it's Joel again from Cut Plastering. I didn't get anything back from anyone the other day. I left him the details. Is anyone about who I can talk to? You know what I mean? Now she's thinking, fucking hell, this guy's keen, innit? Tell you what, Joel, I'll get him to get in touch with you if they aren't already. I'll give him a nudge. Boom, phone down. Yeah. Didn't hear nothing again. So I get their email address, drop an email. Yeah, so bearing in mind this is over a 2-week period. Email, yeah, Joel here. This is my company. This is what we do. This is, you know, type of projects we do. This is the type of jobs that I've done in the past. I'd be interested in pricing some jobs up for you. So I've dropped 3 seeds, man, 3 or 4 seeds even. I've gone on LinkedIn. You know, when someone looks at your profile, Joel Cook looked at your profile. JP Wild Contracts Manager, Joel Cook looked at your profile. You're getting what's happening now. Yeah, I've been to the office. I've phoned the office. I've emailed them. I've been on LinkedIn. I've targeted the life out of them, mate. And I keep popping up. Joel Cook keeps popping up. In one of my diaries upstairs, I've got a list of every company I wanted to work with. I had a short list of 5 of the best companies in Leeds that I wanted to work with. Yeah, I had them all. And then I had all the other builders. Then I had longer. It went in like a tier system. And I targeted every single one of them. And that's how I grew my company to be a bigger company, because I grew it too quick. I was too successful with the stuff I was doing because I couldn't find the right staff. I didn't have a systems in place. I didn't have a structure, and it got on top of me and it absolutely smashed me. But one thing I do know is how to fucking get in them doors, mate. That's not a problem. I know that. Do that anytime. So they're all seeds. Done that with loads of companies. Every company I planted a seed with, at some point within 6 months, I got contacts from them and I got to price jobs up. A lot of them I worked with, a lot of them I didn't work with. But the reality is I still got on their database. So that's how I got into commercial work, yeah? Nowadays, this is what advice I would give to anyone. And if you want to work with a few builders, stuff like that, let's just say you're a plastering outfit, got your phones, you've got all that stuff. Guys, all I do is shoot a 1 minute or 2 minute video, not just me talking, but showing them a job that you've done that you're proud of. Go around. Look, so this room here, we're going to have to put a hush wall in there. We're going to have to do it we're going to do it in metal. We're going to build it up. We're going to put X amount of insulation in there. And we're going to board the front and we're going to skim it. This room up here, we're going to be doing this, doing that. Then click back to the end. Look, here we go. That's the hushing. It's been boarded, it's skinned. This is what it is. This project's X amount size, 1,000 meters or whatever. It took us this long to do. And, is this something that we could help your company with? Send that. Yeah. Send that tailored video to a building company, a QS, a director, anybody. And they're going to look and go, fuck it, mate. They're not going to forget that. They're going to look and go, shit, these guys have actually done this video for us to show us how good they are. That's what I'd be saying to anyone who wanted to do commercial. If I wanted to go into commercial market tomorrow, I would be shooting videos of how good I am at doing them commercial projects. That's what I'd be doing. So, that's just something there that someone asked me a question and I thought about how I did it and I thought about what I would do now. And I've just told you all now what I would do. That's what I'd do. I would still email them. I still would phone the head office up and try and talk to them. I'd still go on LinkedIn and have a little look at the page. Don't really have to have a look as long as they see your name pop up, viewed my profile. That's what everyone does on there. You know what I mean? Do it. That's it. And it's literally, that's the target. Their little seeds, them emails and phone calls and LinkedIn. Big ones are when you're sending a video through, personalized video. You know what I mean? Hey, James, contracts manager for JP Wild. I don't know if he is, but I'm just making a name up. James, contract manager, JP Wild. Here you go, guys. I just want to show you one of the projects that I'm on. How is that not going to catch his eye? How is he not going to go like, hey, Nigel, come have a look at this here. This geezer just sent me one of the jobs he does through. Look, he sent it, tailed it to us, everything like that. You know what I mean? I think we should look at him next time. We've got a project coming up. That's what will happen. I'm telling you. And even if they don't think of it then, yeah, they will think about it later on down the line. That guy who sent that video when they're struggling for a plasterer, because that's all it takes. That's all it takes. I've had shit off people in Leeds, right, in the commercial world, right? They don't know this, right? I know it's them. I've had a couple of them before who were like, oh, Leeds finest. It's all marketing. I don't think I'm Leeds finest. I don't think I'm best in Leeds. I know numerous kids out there who are better than me at plastering, but Leeds finest were a tag. They were a marketing tag. Leeds finest. Everyone knew it was me when they said Leeds. If someone said Leeds finest, they knew it was Joel Cook. They knew it was Cook Plastering. That's what they knew, and all that was marketing again on LinkedIn. Leeds finest. That's all it was. And it worked a treat. And all my competitors hated it. So all the big firms in Leeds, right? All the big firms who were commercial firms in Leeds when I was doing plastering. How can they be doing this forever? I've been at it for a few years and I'm in their bracket. I'm pricing up hundreds of £1,000 jobs, £1 million jobs next to them. It was all down to my marketing. It was all how I targeted people. It was all how I put my, it was all how I put my image across. That's what it was of my company. That's what it was. That's all it is. And that's all it is, guys. So when I'm doing this now and I'm telling you, fix up, it's because I know you can do it. I'm not saying it because I'm calling you lazy or you stupid or whatever. I'm telling you because you can fucking do it. Do it. Go do it. Go get it done. Simple as that. More water. Self-confidence is key. And honestly, James, you're right. Because you know what, mate? You're doing one of the hardest jobs out there. You know what I mean? You're doing one of the hardest jobs out there. All you're talking about or explaining to people is what you do every day and you're good at it. Simple as that. Now, just because we're good at what we do as a job, don't mean we're going to be good at business. That's a different thing, yeah? But remember, I'm not a business coach. I'm a mentor. I'll give you honest opinion all the time. I'll give you an honest opinion. If I don't think something's right, I'll say I don't think it's right. If you want to do something and you ask me, yeah, I'll tell you the truth, the pitfalls and the pros. But it's always harder to do something, you look at someone who's doing something that you might think you want to do, and it might look great, it might not be great, but let's just say genuinely someone is great. Believe me, they've worked hard for it and they're working hard still. Do you know what I mean? And they've got the ducks lined up. They've got everything in a nice row. They've got the right structure. They've got the right systems in place. They've got the right staff in place, and this is You've got to. What do you mean? Don one thing is what you have to produce. All talk. What? Yeah, you do. That's what I mean. You have to produce. So, like I say, it's one of them things. I can talk to you when I can say this stuff to you. But the reality is, tomorrow some people might go back to mourning again. Do you know what I mean? I ain't solving your problems. I'm just telling you what I did. I'm just telling you how I think it would work for everyone. It's like you say, it's one of them all the talk. I know what you're saying, man, because you have got to take big action, man. You've got to take big action. You have. That's what you've got to do. There's no point just talking about it. It's mad. Yeah, it's mad. Anyway, guys, like I say, anyone who wants to inquire, if they do want some sort of one-to-one accountability partner or a business, not business, a mentor, and someone to guide them, listen, I'm your man. I'll do that with you. If I can't do it with you and I can't help you, I'd say, you know what I mean? It's not really that type of thing. But if I can, I would. Do you know what I mean? I would do it for you. Like I say, it's just one of them things. It takes time out of my day, and it's something that I would like to do further in the future alongside my businesses that I do now. So it's just one of them things. But and the thing is as well, I wouldn't class myself as like I see myself as someone who's always improving. I see myself as someone who's always better. I'm not complete. I'm far from it. So I think sometimes when you get mentors and business coaches, it's always like they've been there, done it, and they know everything. Reality is they don't. Do you know what I mean? They don't. That's just what they use to sell to people. The reality is, I probably do know more than 99% or 95% of people who are in the trade already. I probably do, and that's because I've been through a lot. I still think there's people out there like the Collins and all the Carl who owns Director. You've got James. You've got Matt Schofield. You've got all these people who know more about this game than me. Paul Harris. They know more about this game than me. You know what I mean? All of them do. They all do. So I'm not going to say but there's a fine line there. Do you know what I mean? Like they are like there, but I'll tell you what, guys, ask any of them if I ask them questions or I talk to them, or if I don't just go out of my way and try to take up people's time and that. Do you know what I mean? I don't try to keep people's time. But what I do, if I'm ever in your presence, so if I'm ever with, let's just say James Kitchen, I'll ask him questions. I'll ask him. If I'm with Paul Harris, I'll ask him questions. What do you think about this? What do you do about that? Boom, boom, boom. And I'll ask because I want to learn little nuggets from people. Do you know what I mean? Little nuggets. So that ain't me trying to say like I know everything, because I don't, because there's them people there and I need to take what I can from them. The reality is there's people who are less than me, who are below, who can pick my brain. But the reality is it's like I say to you, this is why I do these talks. This is why everyone's got these groups, these good groups that are out there. You've got the rendering forums, good. This one and Trial Talk, they're free. You know what I mean? Good information on there. So yeah, we all have to help each other. We do. Yeah, mate, I love my job, but the business side, I'm shit. Wayne, you like most men, and this ain't me. Trying to, make us all sound a bit shit. But the reality is, Wayne, you're not on your fucking own, mate. I'm terrible. My missus does it now. Honestly, I forget everything. Me, like I forget everything. I'm so focused on just on stuff like marketing, making content, rendering, that's my shit. You know what I mean? Like someone wants to talk about materials or tools, mate, I'm yours. So my account wants to ring me up and talk about things. I'm like, can you talk to Sarah about it? Honestly, because that's just how I am. I'm wired that way. So don't worry about it, mate. It's not easy for anyone. It's not easy for anyone, mate, in this game. And like you say, let the I wish well and hope all goes well. Don one, thanks, mate. Cheers for that, pal. Keep the quality right and everything else will follow. It's a big part of what we do. It's all part of the pie, that, innit? I believe that's a thing that's got to be right as well. It's not easy. I'm not far off retiring. Probably end up doing a bit of patching for beer money. But that's it, though. Again, patching. No one's done this yet. But why don't someone just have a plaster repair company and set it up like that as a plaster repair company? You can make dough from that, man. Just going around doing patches and shit like that and little repairs, because it is a different market. That to me in its own is a market, a repair, plaster repair. A plaster repair company. Because a lot of people, they'll be thinking, do I need a plasterer? Do I just need a repairer? Do I need a handyman? You know what I mean? There's that kind of shit. So I think there's a market there. I'd market the shit out of that if I just want to do patches. I'm not telling you to go do that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Someone please set that up. Honestly, mate, you could do it. It's like, you know what I mean? Render repair, whatever, render repair, plaster repair, coving repair. There's all that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? Snag company. You know what I mean? It's mad, like you say. There's loads of people out there who are doing stuff now. Like, you do get Magic Men, don't you? Will come around and fix the doors and garages and stuff like that. That's what they do, Magic Man. They come around and fix it. Don't, come on. We've all nicked a garage door back in there with a fucking trowel, haven't we? And had to get it resprayed. I know I'm not the only one. But you know what I mean? It's like, you know, Magic Men, they're making fortunes, man. They're making I paid 400 quid before to get a garage resprayed. Fucking £4 you were only there for morning. £4 and a little tub of paint like that. Fucking hell. Stung me. Oh, mate, listen, Colin, I know you must have snagged the door or something here or there. Oh, God, we've all done it, man. We've all done it. Or you've put tape on a powder-coated window frame and thought, nah, what have I done here? Oh, fucking, we've all made mistakes. We've all done it. And, you know, the Magic Man comes in. But again, it's like, I get offered loads of repairs and stuff like that, and it's just not my business. That's it, still do. You know what I mean? So I get people asking for repairs and stuff like that. And I won't lie, I won one the other day. I won't lie. A little lintel, right above a garage it was. A little tiny lintel. Just wanted a render board over the top, a little bit of base coat and top coating. That's it. 400 quid. It's gonna take me 2 hours to screw render board to it and base coat it. Done. I'm gonna have to come back next day and apply top coat. 400 quid, mate. And it's all stuff that you just like. It's not even a bag of gear. You know what I mean? It's not even a tub of gear. It's like, this is the shit I've got hanging about. You know what I mean? So it's just easy money. It's crazy. So it's like, you know, stuff like that. It's like, fucking hell. So yeah, there is a market for repairs. There is a market for repairs out there. Carl, I got a paper cut today. I bet it wasn't that paper. Wait, it wasn't that. I know what type of paper that would have been. Where them Optimixes are coming out. Sick. But yeah, man. Right, listen, I'm trying to find a business partner who can do the office work. So my missus is busy with her own business and struggle doing mine. Yeah. So Wayne, let me tell you something, Wayne. Right. If you want to, me and you talk, like I say, me and you are pals, Wayne. Me and you talk, yeah. So listen, what you might need is a virtual assistant. Honestly, you might need a virtual assistant. If you're struggling to keep up with all your potential customers or jobs that you actually are on, or your receipts and stuff like that, that business part of it. If you're struggling for all that part, if that's what you run about, that's what I'm shit at. You need get a virtual assistant. I actually know someone who is who's just started doing their own thing now, so it might be quite good competitive rates for you and stuff like that. There might be good rates, do you know what I mean, to get you going. And I'll be honest with you, this person who it is used to work for my company before, and then they went to work for my mate's company. And like I say, after I got rid of mine, I went and worked for my mate's company. And honest to God, mate, like my missus is good at organising shit. She's up there with her. And this lass is bang on. So if anyone wants to look at a virtual assistant, I can put you in touch with someone. Like I say, who I highly recommend, who I would have worked with me. But yeah, that's for anyone out there who would like to know. But yeah, virtual assistants, man, they're good. They're good to have. They're good to have. They can do a lot of stuff for you. You know when you say, you know, Colin, when I first read that line, use your kids as well. It's like, sound like a bit of child fucking slavery there, but I know what you're saying. Your kid, like I say, I think your daughter does a bit of work for you, doesn't she? Helps with your social media stuff like that. So yeah, it's good. But when you said that at the beginning, use your kids, yeah, get them all working on tools. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Still does your quotes now. She's almost 25. You can trust and train them exactly. You trained her. She knows exactly what you want to do, how you would talk, what you would say, and that's a lot of it again. So yeah, it's mad. But yeah, like I say, guys, man, I got a question here, which who asked me this? Carl, do you know what, right? Honestly, Carl, right? Carl's got his daughters working with him, and they've been there for a long time. I remember them from years ago. Man, I remember. I think it's Danny. Is it Danny? Danny, yeah, it must be Danny. She was like still in high school or something. Do you know what I mean? And she was grafting there. And it's like now she's actually doing proper sales. Like everyone knows her. She's boxing it off. Do you know what I mean? She's an integral part of the business there. So yeah, I think it's good if you get your family to work with you. You know what I mean? No one, you can't trust anyone more than your family. I know that sounds mad because I don't really talk to a couple of mine because they're bell ends. But I mean, your daughter. You know what I mean? Your daughter and your son. That's a bond in it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's great. I think that's good. I like it when I see stuff like that. Me, do you know what I mean? It's good. Yeah, cleaning windows, give him a tenner or something if he's a young lad. You know what I mean? He's buzzing for that. So my younger daughter started at North Essex today. That's what I mean. Growing it, you're growing your companies. That's a win-win all the way around. It's your business. You started it. You're the founder. You own it. You know what I mean? And your daughters are coming in to work. That's class. That's the kind of shit you want to be doing, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm all for that, me, guys. Look at that, boy. 76 comments on this chat tonight. That's nice. Popping off. Right, I'm trying to see. Where the fuck are the rest of the comments? He's 19. He's 19. I do pay him 50 a day. All right, yeah. So he's not a kid, is he, mate? End of the day, he knows his worth. He's like, hold on, Dad. Fucking hell. Tenner. Think I'm getting some pogs or something, some little scratch cards, football cards. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Cheers, Colin, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know what, Colin? I'd like to get you on one, to be fair, because I think you'd be a good chat. Like I say, experienced in the game, man. And that's what we want to get. I'm actually looking to do a live with Kirk as well. I think it might be this weekend or next. I'm not sure. Wait, I got a funny question. It wasn't funny, but it were a what the fuck were it now? Carl asked me, what was it? Where's it gone? Carl, you asked me a question, man. Fuck it gone now. Self-confident, I thought he'd be right. Shucks his brother. Yeah. Trying the business. Where's it gone now? Carl, you asked me a question, right? I don't know where it's gone. Suede render. Yo, so Carl asked me, he said he's been offered a product, right? That's meant to be like a suede render. For me, I don't know how that. I'm trying to think of how that would work, right? As in, like, as far as application goes, like how suede's fur, innit? Like that's the fabric. So how can it finish up like that? It sounds sick. It sounds like something really. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Like how the fuck's that gonna work? Suede render. Mental suede render. I'll definitely be open to do the trial though if you get some. See if it goes through Optimix. See if we can spray it on. But yeah, like I say, you've got cork renders, haven't you? You've got the Venetian stuff and polished concrete. What else is there? There's different types of flooring you can get, like the rubber flooring, like resin stuff and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, send it down at the shop. What kind of shop's it going on? No suede. It's like, what's that? It's a 0.8 mil texture that you put in like normal fibre, but work it with a metal trowel after. All right. It sounds a bit like a resin or something. Yeah, micro cement, nice. Do you know how much money you can get from micro cement? Oh man, I did a job in Knaresborough, North Yorkshire. I did an house there, right? And you know what it is? I'm not even going to say because Pete Pinnells, yeah, I'll get back to that. Sorry, mate. So listen, yeah, did an house in Knaresborough, and you won't believe me when I tell you. You'll be like, shut up, you dickhead, and that. Oh yeah, whatever. Right, I'm going to tell you. I had to sign a disclosure and everything for this, right? And I don't know if this is true, but I had to sign a disclosure that if anyone I've seen in this house, I'm not allowed to say whatever. But this was years ago, and I think the company now they won't be asked. Okay, anyway, it's done now, innit? But it was Daniel Craig's. I swear to God, it's Daniel Craig's because I was then actually rendering 3 houses around the corner, and they were talking about Daniel Craig. And I said that. And then I said I did a house down in there. And they're asking me what I did. And I said, oh yeah, I did this house down there. It was a nice house, you know. I did like the building I did were like his PA's house on the plot. And the guy they were like, yeah, that's Daniel Craig's. He spots around there all the time. He goes walking around here all the time with his wife and like his mum and dad live there with him and stuff. And he's got all these gardens done out and all that. And he has. It's like, I'm thinking, it can't be him. And someone said that to me. Someone said to me that they seen him one day. Actually, it were a ground worker said it because they were doing the gardening after. And I said that one day, someone spotted him in the driveway. And he was still there looking around and that, how it was going on. So I had damn case. But anyway, I was doing the full outbuilding. It was a fucking house, mate. It was more or less an house, but this was for his PA. And it had like it had a thingy room in there. A physio room and a rest and recovery room, that's where he'd go to do his sauna and massages and medical shit. He had like a section for that, and the micro cemented the bathroom, right? And this company come from London, and fucking Italian guy as well. Makes sense, doesn't it? Micro cement, they love it, don't they? And anyway, the geezer fucking, I think it was something like $8,000 or something to micro cement this room. Took him a week. A fucking week. It's like, wow. 8 bags, mate. I mean, don't get me wrong, even if you had $3,000 in gear, $5,000 for a week, mate. Just a fucking little going right room with a little trowel and that. Unbelievable. So yeah, get yourself onto it. But yeah, Carl's gonna get some of that suede. I want to go with that as well. I want to spray some or hand apply some, whatever. I'd like to see that. But yeah, try it out. It's mad. What was I gonna say? Oh, pinholes. So let me get you to the pinholes, right? So, guys, when you are getting pinholes in your render, sorry, where are you? For some reason, this won't let me scroll down. See, Fred. There. Yeah, that's not meant to be on there. What's happening? Yeah. No, I don't want to see that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, get some samples through. So, pinholes, man, in the render, guys. This is what it is a lot of the time. So, this is a full skill, this, man. Like, this is what you need to learn. You need to put water in. So generally, it's going too quick, it's drying too quick, and it absorbs in too quick. And what it is, then it sucks in the moisture, and then you just get little holes start to appear all over. It's just the gear shrinking up. So that's what it does. The reality is, guys, when you're applying your render, there's a certain way to put it on. So when you spray, so Mac Plastering's done it. When you spray your render, right, or hand apply it, you shouldn't really get pinholes when you hand apply it. I never get any when I've hand applied. Only when I used to spray, sometimes I used to get it. But I'll talk to Mark about it, and basically a lot of it is where when you come from mixing it all the way up to spraying it, it's like when you're mixing it up, you want to try and not get air into the mix. Really, you want to keep your mixer buried in the tub. So when you're mixing up a full tub, you want to keep the mixer buried to the bottom. So don't come up to the top, try to get the sides, because we've all done that. Don't do it. Just keep the mixer buried and just keep it in. Work it into the bottom of the corners like that, around and around, and that's how you knock it up from there. Yeah. And then when you need to put water in, make sure it's nice and loose. But when you're spraying, there's a certain technique. You want to spray like you're creating a film over the top. You don't just want to spray just to get a texture. And I've been guilty of that in the past. Like, you know, a few years ago when I used to do top coats, I used to just do like a spray and think, yeah, it's good, it's got a texture, you know. But the reality is, the benefits of thin coat render is when it's together. So when you're getting pinholes, it's not really binding together as it should do. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to fall off or anything. But the reality is, you know, you're not getting the full flexibility. So when you're spraying it, you kind of want to make it like you're doing a full sealed layer over the top, continuous around and around and around and around and around. Keep dropping it like that, and that's what it does. You'll know this, right? So when you come, you'll know when you sprayed properly, guys. When you come to take your down tapes off your windows and your soffits, that's when you know you sprayed properly. So when you take your window tape off, and you're overspray, not just your overspray, when you've done your reveals or you've gone up to a bifold, whatever like that, you'll see when you take the tape off, peel off the render. And if your render stays together as a sheet, you're spraying good. That means you're spraying your render on good. That means that's how it's meant to be. It's meant to come off in a sheet together because it's banged together. That's its flexibility. That's its strength. That's everything. It's tied together. If you take your tapes off your windows, right, and it just falls off, you haven't put enough on. And that's it. That's how it is, guys. So you need to look at it like that. The only other thing with that is, guys, you'll notice that you aren't getting them extra meters out of them tubs. You know, when you're getting that, when you're thinking, everyone says it's 10 to 12, I'm getting 15. Like, yeah, you won't be getting that. You will be getting 10 to 12, and it's usually more to 10. I'm telling you, mate, that's where it goes. So, yeah. Silk plaster. Fucking hell. Oh, my God. Fucking hell, first of the day. Oh, now we're pulling everything out. Silk plaster. It's mad. Joel's texture spray techniques definitely the best at DP. I've seen 100%. Yes, man. Cheers, mate. But that's it. That's why when God, honestly, man, it's like, yeah, there's a couple of James. So you had a couple of areas of pinholes. Like I say, you know, if you sprayed it, bro, it definitely is where you've probably just, you know, gone a little bit lighter than you should have done. You know what I've found with gear, me as well. I learn me all the time with spraying. Like I say, I'm always getting better. And I did Eco Rend, Predator, Rendovate, Number B, Cross Day, the event we had at Direct, right? So when we did that, I were like, I don't know, we've got videos to that, but the reality is, yeah, you know, when Mark were talking, Matt Schofield, right? So he works for Eco Rend. He's like a technical manager there. And the guy's sick, mate, and all this shit. When I was spraying, right? So check this out. I know I have a theory of like when I'm spraying, I know I need to get this film like this. And Mark were like, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's the best way you've done it there. And like, you were looking at different parts on the walls, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that bit there, if you can keep, and this is when we were training everyone else as well. So my texture all looked good, but he was like that. If you get like that consistently, Joel, there, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because what happens is it's going to pull in enough and it's just going to look beautiful and this and that. And I think, yeah. So on my jobs, yeah, since we did that a couple of months back, I look and I think, now I'm like constantly trying to get that perfect. And that's where I think I've got better. That's where I think the coverage has got a bit better. That's where I've used more fucking gear, which I've noticed. But I know that the standard's that bit better. And it's like, I've learned something from him, from listening to him. I didn't think I was perfect before. I thought I was good. When I listen to him now, I'm like, yeah, I've got this now. And like I say, it's honestly, man, there's so much things you can learn in this game. You're always going to get better at stuff. K-Rend is hit and miss. What do you mean, Wayne? What's the score with TC15, mate? When I used it the other day, I felt like it was still too thick for the Grasshopper with 700 ml of water and mixed forever. Fucking hell, 700 ml. Yo, that's some gear, that, mate. Honestly, you shouldn't even be putting that much water in. I know we might have talked about that, but 400 to 500 tops. That's what I used to always put in. With TC15. But yeah, if it's taking that long to mix up as well, it was too thick. Mate, my Optimix, mate, helped. Fucking hell, honestly, I wouldn't be without it, mate. I would not be without the Optimix. Like I say, every job I do now, it's like, yeah, it's just banging. Like today, scratch coating, something that I would have done by hand. My big machine would have been too much for it. You know, I put that on and it was like, oh, that's not pony out of it. It was like, and I had bad rain all day today. I got pissed where I had to change outfit twice. And then, like, you know, so I've had a shit day, but without that Optimix and my mixer, I wouldn't been able to get that done. So yeah, it was a piece of piss. Like I talked to my lass at about 3 o'clock and it just stopped raining. I just said, look, I'm going to go again and just fucking get these 2 little sides on. Mate, it took me about half an hour, if that. Do you know what I mean? To knock it up and in mixer, drop it in, boom, spray them on. While I'm waiting for it to go off, I went and fucking cleaned them out, put them back in garage by me, said nice and easy, went back, you know, put a key in it, pushed it. But yeah, Wayne Cox, I can't be without the Optimix now. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them machines. It's so versatile. It's just great. It's like, I think it's definitely a good machine for people who want to get into machines. And I also think it's good for people who are renderers and plasterers who are experienced, who just want to work by themselves. I think that's what it is. I honestly do think if you want to go with a team and you want to bash jobs out a bit quicker, like as in you've got a few guys with you, then you do want a mixing unit. I would say that. But you know, if it's me and a labourer or whatever, it's like, yeah, fucking hell. It's a good little machine, Colin, mate. Honestly, it's a good little machine. And that's what it is. I would never try sell it to someone who's doing big houses all the time. I'd never would say, yeah, it's great for you. But, you know, I say I wouldn't say that, but then I've got Wayne Cox who's knocking out big old houses with it. You know what I mean? And then you look at the job I've just done by myself, mate. It's 170-metre job I've just done by myself. I top coated it in 2 days. You know what I mean? By myself. It's crazy. So, yeah, it is a good pump. It is a good machine. Josh, you're saying that it clumps up in the Graco quite a bit. Yeah, that's the thing. It kind of, yeah, it's a bit of a blag, that, mate, because with TC15, I never had no problems with it, and I haven't used it for a long time, so I don't know. But like I say, for me, mate, you know, it might be a time for you to switch over to EcoRend. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say on that. If you're having problems with it, mate, get yourself onto somewhere else. You know what I mean? So, like I say, EcoRend, fin coat, top coat, absolutely banging, mate. Absolutely banging, mate. No, Colin, the Graco, what he's on about is a handheld hopper. So it's used for texturing. It's used for fin coat render, and like all different types of textures you can spray on with it, paint, all that kind of jazz. It's just a pump, mate, that connects to a little compressor. Yeah, that's all it does. It just goes to a little compressor. Good little guns, mate. I've had a couple of them. I've given a couple of them away to people. Like I say, I think they're good starters for anyone who's doing all to do corks all and everything with them. So I think they're good. So yeah, like I say, EcoRend, mate. If you all want to get onto EcoRend, I'm not trying to just bump K-Rend because I think they're all good products and that. And anyone who's K-Rend on here, I'm not slagging you off. Like I say, I like HP12. I love using it, and I love TC15. But your rep who was in Yorkshire didn't show me no love, so he got done. He got chopped and sent down the road. So now, like I say, it just means like it. I just feel like it was meant to be. Me and EcoRend, it's like a, you know, North Yorkshire relationship. You know what I mean? We're buzzing. So, yeah, you're buzzing with the setup. Good. Like I say, that's a great setup, man. Great setup. You know, people like, fucking hell, the people come on and be like, "What, you've done that job with that handheld hopper?" I'm like, yeah, full house, full, done flats with it and everything, mate. It's absolutely, yeah, there is a good setup. You know, obviously from there you upgrade, don't you, to, you know, different ones. Like I've got a speedy spray, on Predator range speedy spray. It's just work perfect how it works together. It's lightweight hose and all that. So for me, I use that for my fin coat jobs that are really small, and I use it for the cork. I think it's the best one for cork out there. So I use that for my cork jobs as well. Speedy spray, it's bad boy. It's grown up north, lads. It is, matey. It is, matey. But you know what, Colin? Everyone up here's got a big smile, and we're all friendly. It's all nice up here. It's good. It's grim, but you know you'll love it. Free teaming problems, but for a glorified labourer, I was impressed with myself. Listen, mate, I'm telling you, that's a good setup, man. It's a good little setup, that Graco. It's really good. It really is good. Again, it's not the cheapest gun. It comes in at around 200 quid. But again, it's a good capacity hopper. It's got a couple of handles on so you can hold it and all that. You know what I mean? It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. You can't go wrong with it. What was it about EcoRend, weren't we? Carl said free trowel on your next order. I'm trying to think what start to think what next week. Can't wait to bust out the Optimix again. Yes. Yeah. Carl, what do you mean free trial for who if they're ordering EcoRend? Because you know what? I think a lot of people won't even know this, but Direct Building actually sell EcoRend. You know, they might not blast it out there as much, but I can. I can. And they do sell EcoRend. So they sell the X32 base coat. And I think I don't know if you do the MR1 there yet, but it's the fin coat system mainly that they do. So yeah. And Carl's going to clarify what he means. Free trial on your next order. I think that might be for whoever wants to do a Fincoat job with Eco End. Get it ordered from there, and he's going to chuck you a trowel in. But yeah, Colin spent quite a bit of time up your way, to be fair. Great people. Yeah, they are. Nice people, mate. Like I say, they are. Yorkshire is just one of them places, man. Don't get me wrong, you do get bell ends, though. Don't think everyone's as nice as me. But you do get, you do get bell ends in Yorkshire still. But majority of people, they'll say hello to you in the street, like, hey, all right. And it's like, sound. It happens all the time. It's mad. Like some of my mates, I've got a couple of mates who are from down south, yeah, and he'd be like, "Do you know that guy?" I'd be like, "Nah, I don't know him, mate." But just one of them, innit? You see somebody, and you just, hey, hope you're all right, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yorkshire's a funny old place, man. It's got its good people, it's got some weird people, well, and everywhere. Eh? Director might go to now. Great service. Yeah, they are. Well, one of the biggest suppliers in the UK, mate, and you don't get to that level by being shite, do you? So, it's one of them things. These guys, they've got a lot in there. Like I say, I think, I think a lot of these suppliers and that, especially direct, they keep it a little bit more low key. But I'll be honest with you, they've got tons of stock in there. They've got fucking, mate, you go in there, yeah, and it's just like HP12, if there's ever a shortage of HP12, it's probably because they've just got it all delivered in there. So yeah, it's like there's just mountains of it. It don't last long either. It flies out. They've got loads of Eco End, and then honestly, the guys in that yard there's loads of them. They're just running around like packaging orders up on this computer screen. It comes up and that. And like I say, I like to look at stuff when I'm there. I like look about and see what's going on. Like, and the guys there running it proper. So yeah, they are good. They are there. So any 1.5 mil order who quote Joel will get a Rafina trowel free of charge. Decent. So if anyone who orders 1.5 mil top coat from direct will get a free Rafina trowel. You know what? Yeah, I've been using the Rafina trowel as well recently. Recently for the last few months, I've been using it. Fucking mint. It's nice, man. It's it'll be a 14. It'll be the one that I use. It'll be a 14-inch. 14-inch trowel. That's what it is. It's like a premium, really. It's quite a strong trowel. It's good trowel, mate. Yeah, it's not shit. It's a good trowel. It is a good trowel. I was shocked, Colin, mate, because I used to be one of them guys who's Marshalltown. But the one I've got now, it's not a super flex. I don't mind. Man said my order's out for delivery. Does that still count? Sick guy. But yeah, you've got one as well, Colin. I like it, me. Honestly, I do. I always used to think Marshalltown and that and Neela because I do like my Neela stuff as well. But literally, since I've started using this Rafina, I like it. Corners are a bit rounded on it as well first. So yeah, it's good. So yeah, there you go. So now Carl said that, I'm gonna do a post after this. Get you sent on to direct to get an order in for your top coats. But yeah, like I say, you should try it anyway. You know what I mean? You should try Eco Rend anyway, because like I've tried all the different renders, me guys, and I'll be honest with you. If I order a trowel, do I get? Nah, it don't work that way around, mate. Definitely not. I can answer that one for you. Nah, it's one of them, man. I think there's a lot of good bits of render about these days, guys. Different ones, man. Some I've tried, some I haven't tried. But again, I listen to people who know what they're on about, and they all say, "Yeah, this is good, that's good, yeah, boom, yeah, So there is a lot of stuff out there, but for me, like I say, it's worth a try. Eco End top coat for me, I'm finding it sprays absolutely just no pinholes, no slumping, clumping, no, no blockages in my pipes at all. I'm actually gone down to a 5 mil tip. Usually it's 6 mil, guys. I've gone down to a 5 mil tip and I'm not had a blockage. So that's good. That's when I know something's a good bit of gear. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, 5 mil tub. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, SR15. Yeah, that's what it is, mate. SR15. It's beautiful. yeah, it is good, and it's really nice to rub as well if you want to rub it up. So sometimes I do spray and rub, and on chimney stacks, guys, where I don't want to blather roof, customer ain't gonna see it either. So the reality is, I just get up and underplay it back at chimney, right, 3 sides of chimneys, underplied and rubbed the front of it on the gable end sprayed. That's it. But you can't tell when you're on floor. Do you know what I mean? The different texture. But it's better than getting up and fucking spraying everyone's car and street in it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I do. But it's a nice tight coat with 5mm. Honestly, Josh, through the Optimix, you have 5mm nozzle. Oh, it's tight, mate. It's tight. And you know what I found as well? Because it's a 5mm nozzle, I can really direct where I want it to go. Like it fucking hits the target. You know what I mean? So instead of like fanning out a bit more with a 6mm, might not think there's much difference in it being a mil, but there is. It's kind of like a bit of a fan more. And I actually tried it and it was a little bit clumpier in places. Put the 5 on. Boom. Tight bands. I just feel like, oof. You know, when you're spraying it and you're going, oof, oof. Yeah, that's how it was spraying. So, guys, honestly, if you've got an Optimix or you've got a hopper, try a 5mm. I'm not sure if you're struggling to get TC15 through a 6mm. You're not going to get it through a 5. So you might have to swap over to EcoRend and give that a blast. But yeah, you got the power behind it with the Optimix. Yes, Paul Harris, you all right, mate? Yeah, it's really good. I've literally 6mm not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But the 5, when the 5 is like sexy, man, like proper sexy. Like the 6 is like, yeah, that's nice, that's lovely, good coverage. 6 was just like, oof. I mean, the 5 was like, oof, like lovely, proper nice. But yeah, you've been using TC15 through the 6 and you're going through all right. No blockages are out. That's good going. That's good going. Like I said, I used to use TC15 all the time. You know, that's all I used to use. K-Rend. That's why I don't really work with them now. I use out with them now because they didn't look after me, man. So I binned it off. They didn't look after me, man. That's what happened with K-Rend. I used to do all jobs with K-Rend, mate. I've done one of the biggest jobs in Leeds. Well, Leeds Recycling Centre in K-Rend, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And they didn't even fucking take a photograph of it. So I didn't even reshare it. It's like, what the fuck? So yeah, like I say, I work with people who look after us, and it helps if they're, great products, but then it helps if they look after you as well. So that's what I get from EcoRend, and I've had it from other people. Like I say, I won't lie, Baumit's gone a bit downhill since our Paul left, though. Paul Harris left, Baumit's gone a bit downhill. No love. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We keep moving. But yeah, Paul Harris, your birthday. Enjoying some cake. Oh. I'm not going to ask you how old you are. But there's a lot of wisdom in that man there. EWI Pro. They've got a good man there, and he'll get plenty of people on that course as well. Yeah. Happy birthday, Paul, mate. See that? The happy birthdays are coming in for you, lad. The only reason I've been using TC15 and HP12 is because the site has spec it. I would use EcoRend all the time. Yeah. That's it, man. It's one of them, but like I say, you can't go wrong with thingy. You can't go wrong with the K-Rend products. They're still good. You know what I mean? They are good. Well, like I say, I just go with what I like better. Someone asked me earlier on in this thread, actually. I missed it. Sorry, guys, if I didn't answer you. But is X32 that much better than Carl, man? He must be 100 now. Fucking hell. Someone asked me, what did they say to me? Is X32 that much better than XP12? Nah, it's not even that it's that much better, guys. It's like everyone's got their own preference, aren't they? You can never knock HP12. You can't. I feel it, Paul. You don't look like it when you're doing them training days, mate. Throwing it on. Well, like I say, yeah, HP12. It's always been decent in my eyes. I think it's gone up and down as far as the quality, the materials, and that's been going into it. But generally, as a base coat, it's good. You know what I mean? It's good. But you know what, guys? A lot of people will just stick to one thing because that's what you know. Do you know what I mean? You'll stick because that's what you know. But I could reel off a list of base coats that were all good. You know what I mean? It's just I just prefer X32. You know, I've tried out a new base coat today, EcoRend base coat today, a modified one. I still prefer X32 over that. It's nice gear. Do you know what I mean? It's nice gear, but I prefer X32. I just like the way it works a bit better. But yeah, HP12 it's up there. It's been a successful product for a long time, and I know how to work it as well. I know how to work it. Yeah, it's getting used to it. A lot of people don't realize they have to use a bit more water with HP12. And like you say, it needs knocking up decent. You know what I mean? You need to get a good mix on it. So that's what it is. Plenty of water and don't apply it too thick. That's all it is. Plenty of water and don't apply it too thick, and you'll be fine with HP12. You'll be fine with most high polymer base coats at that. So, you know, people try to blather on these base coats every single time. I try to blather them on 10mm and get it in one pass. Do you know what I mean? Reality is, if you do 2 5mm passes, it's going to be beauty to work with. And, you know, you won't get no slumping. You'll be able to rule it. It'll be nice. So that's how you want to do it, you know, 2 nice passes. But people think, nah, I've got a machine, 10mm, boom, fuck that, boom, 10mm, boom. That's what I want to do. So, again, you can end up making your job harder, unenjoyable, longer, and more chance of failing by doing that. So for me, today, 5mm pass over all of it. Pissing down rain in between. Lovely day, 5mm. Tomorrow, another 5mm mesh, diamond, done. If you like X32, try Eduwire Pro's performance base coat. No, Paul, I'm not going to try Eduwire Pro's performance base coat. I'm not going to try it. I'll tell you why I'm not going to try it, because you do this to us. You get us in, you show us a good product, and then you go and you leave me. And that's what you did. So, no, I'm not doing it. No. Yeah, I know it must be good stuff, mate. But like I say, get on the Atlas. Now they're all trying to plug it now. Yes, go on, boys. Colin, get on the Atlas. Oh, Paul, still love you, man. Listen, mate, I love you, man. You're a good guy. You're one of the good guys in this game, mate. You are. Honestly, one of the good guys. But like I say, man, loved it. You were smashing it down there in Donny, and you know, getting it filled up and getting more people in and getting them educated and going the right way. But it's just one of them, innit? It's just one of them. Shit happens, done it, pal. Think you'll be shocked. Laugh out loud. Again, I ain't getting on Atlas. For me, guys, yeah, it's one of them. I know I've tried a lot of products now. I know this. Like, I love EcoRend and everything it stands for. Like, literally, that's what it is. It's Yorkshire. It's Yorkshire. I'm from Yorkshire. What more can I say than that? It's Yorkshire. It's like it's in my blood. Do you know when like when you're from a place like Yorkshire, yeah, and like anything that comes out of it and it's good, it just goes through your veins, man. You've got to be there for it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to embrace it. So for me, it's like, and then it's all down to relationships as well, innit? Like I say, I'm not saying I don't like you lot, well, I do like you, but you know, I like you, but I love them. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference, you get me? Fucking hell, what's this? This is turning into a right old show now, innit? Yeah. That direct Optive top coat is not bad, is it, Carl? Nudge. Oh my god, everyone's pumping. I mean, Paul Harris should sign for DBP. Oh god, it's fucking going off. We're gonna get reported here. We're gonna have all K, Donk case, Atlas, all of it. Factory is spotless. Honestly, mate. Oh, god. See, that's the thing, Colin, man. You've been up there and have a look. That's the thing for us, yeah. When you're into it, aren't you? When you're into it, you're into it. And that's the thing. When I was looking at like the factory and the bagging area and how it fills up, and then it gets put on a pallet and it gets wrapped, then it gets sent. I'm like looking, I'm thinking, this for me is I'm like a kid in a sweet shop looking at this shit. I love machines. I love tools. I love how things are done. You've seen that program on Discovery Channel, how it's made. Like going to like Eco Rain Factory is like going to a live show of how it's made. That's what it's like. Unbelievable. He was one of the first to do the tour. Mate, I love it, mate. Every time I go there, I'm like, you know, the tour's going on. Top people. Yorkshire again for you, that, Colin. Yorkshire folk, pal. Yorkshire folk. They are good. They are good, mate. They are really good. And they're doing some projects behind the scenes up there. And oh my god, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait till it drops. But there's something up there that I said a long time ago that I think would be awesome if it happened, and it's happening. So that's all I'm going to say on it. But yeah, good, fucking good, good on them. Good, I love that. But yeah, VPI is not bad. VPI ain't bad, mate. The top coat's nice as well. The base coat, I think it's the OCR. That's really nice to use. But yeah, they are. VPI is good as well. There's loads of good gear at market. Like I say, none of them are from Yorkshire. So don't fucking matter, does it? We move. So yeah. Guys, you know what? This has been one of my favourite lives, I think. I think I've really enjoyed it. We've had some top people on here. Some people, right, who are on here. I'd like to do maybe some interviews with you or some lives with, you know, like your Collins and that, your Paul Harris, your Carls, you know, Wayne. Obviously, it goes without saying I'm coming to see you. I've been talking about this for a long time. But yeah, you know, all these people, it's just, you know, it's one of them where it's like, come on, have a discussion. I'd like to get a couple of you on and actually talk about the history, your histories and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Because it's good. It's good for the industry to you know, open it up to everybody who's in there and realise that it's not just always, you know, dog eat dog and that. It's fucking, we're all right people. And that's what I found. You've got people there on this thing who are from 3 or 4 different companies and they're all just having a laugh, getting on with each other. It's crazy. Like that's how it should be. You know what I mean? That's how I should. Yeah, Carl's up for it. Collins up for it. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. It's fucking, you know, it's a big industry. It's a big industry, and I don't think plastering and rendering. I think a lot of people don't quite get it. Like, I think it's, you know, it has to be monopolized or it has to be dog eat dog, and it don't. Do you know what I mean? It don't, because there's so much. The market is so big. It's crazy. It's crazy. Everyone can eat and everyone can have a laugh. Do you know what I mean? And everyone can look after their families. That's what it is. There is loads to go around, and it's crazy. I think that mindset of monopolizing stuff to me is like, it's a bit of little dick energy in it, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, try to monopolize everything for what? You know, for what? It's got to be ego more than no. It's like, when you got to realize ego, fucking hell, it goes, get it out the window, mate. It's all right. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you had crazy. I don't know. I just don't know. I think when ego's something to talk about another day, because, you know, we've all had fucking issues, haven't we, with it? You know, don't lie. We're all men. We've all grown up, you know, testosterone, thinking that this is the right way to do things and all that, and we've got to be this, blah blah. And when you get a bit older, you just think to yourself, you know what? He's cushy, she's cushy, they're cushy, everyone's sound. We don't need to measure dicks. We don't need to do this. We don't need to think I'm better, they're better. Listen, we're all fucking cushy. And that's what I think a lot of younger people do. Like, I've been there and done that, you know what I mean? And I think when you get older, it's kind of like, oh, you just think, fucking hell, I'd rather see everyone doing all right. You know what I mean? I don't want someone else to be, I hate to see someone else struggling or doing shit. You know what I mean? I'd rather everyone be all right. Me, like, yo, do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If, you know, if there's a little bit of bone there and we both need that bone, I want that bone, but it's not that. We're not feasting on bones. It's a big market. There's meat for everybody. So that's the way I see it. That's the way I view a lot of things in life. I'd rather my brother come up. By my brother, I mean another man, you know, I want him to be all right. That's it. Don't want to crush him. Don't want to step on him. There's too much shit. There's too many people out there who'll fucking do that, you know, without us lot doing it to each other. So yeah, like I say, we don't need to do it. We've got to keep positive, keep real, and graft. Nothing wrong with working hard. I do believe in working smart, but there's nothing wrong working hard. That's another thing a lot of entrepreneurs seem to want to put out there. Work smart, work smarter. Yeah, work smarter, not hard. I get it. But guys, don't be fucking, there's no wrong with working hard. Like it's good. I think the day I stop working hard will be the day I fucking die. So I think it's one of them. No matter what I do in the future, I'm always going to have something to get my teeth into, because that's how I'm built. That's how I survive. You know, I fulfill myself. And I guess a lot of you guys out there are like that, because that's why you work for yourself. You know, it's a big thing what we all do, man. Not a lot of people go self-employed. Not a lot of people do, you know, like what these guys have done. You know what I mean? Colin, Carl, fucking hell, mate. They've started businesses and they're massive. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what they've done, and they've dedicated to do something that, you know, I bet, like I say, it'd be interesting to know their stories from the beginning. But you'll be shocked. A lot of people probably think that to have a merchants or a suppliers like they do, that you have to come from a certain area. Nah, you don't. But, you know, like I say, that's something we can talk about another time. The graft is the one. The graft is the one. I love the graft. It is. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. There's not. Just make sure that we've got enough time for our families and we can feed them and look after them, and we give them the time and love. But anything other than that, you know, anything other than that, it's for me, if you're not grafting, that's what I grew up seeing me. So for me, I like it. Council estate lad, Colin, exactly. And now look, do you know what I mean? Top firm, and he's got a building suppliers. So, you know, there you go. It's like, it can happen for anybody. You all can do it. It's just applying yourself. And like I say, for me, I'd love to meet with these guys. And I'm sure I'm going to sort something out and meet with all of them and get something going podcast-wise or something like that and get it up. You know what I mean? So it is a lot of the time, mate, when you're right, a lot of the time, roof over your head, food on your table, you're winning. And you know what, mate? I'll tell you something quickly now before I go, right? You are winning. You are winning when you're doing that. There's a clip, right, on there's a clip on Instagram, and basically it's a guy, and he's doing like, it's a clip from a podcast, and he's gone, check this out. He's gone, if you've got a roof over your head, you're able to feed your family, you know, you can get a takeaway with your family and have a nice meal, or you can go get your hair cut, right? You know, and you're surrounded by people who love you, you're winning. Like, that's rich. And that's what he says. Now, a lot of people thinking, what the fuck? It's only a haircut, it's only some food, it's only this, it's only that. But listen, guys, yeah, do you know why I relate to that so bad and why I understand it so bad? Because no one even really knows this. But when my company went cut plastering, I was so on my ass, mate. I couldn't even afford a fucking haircut. I couldn't afford an haircut. Me and my missus was eating fucking, she was doing her best because I was so bad in the dumps, mate. We didn't have no money, we didn't have fuck all. She was more or less looking after us. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't have nothing because I would have heads up my ass. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. When I, you know, talk about winning and getting good in life, stuff like that, mate, that wasn't even that long ago, a few years ago. Yeah, fuck all, mate. Not a bean, nothing to eat. Do you know what I mean? Like, was eating standard food. Obviously, we're not tramps, we're not derelicts, we're not on our ass. We could, you know, we have got good people around us, but, you know, it's not the case of being proud. It's just like, nah, we're good. You know what I mean? Because I've got someone who loves me, I've got a roof over my head, you know, and that is rich to me. That is rich. I didn't even get a haircut, guys. I used to cut my own hair with a razor. I still do it now sometimes because I just like it fucking bald. But before, when I used to cut it all off, because I couldn't go pay 20 quid for a fade, couldn't go do it. And you know what I mean? So that's when, you know, people say, you know, it's roof and red food at your table, you're winning. 100%. You got a family that loves you. You got time for them. You love each other. Your people are there. That's all that matters. That's massive. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's why you appreciate it more. Being low and being high, never forget what it's like. Keeps you switched on. Yeah, that's it. And I'm not thinking me, mate. I'm not, you know, I'm not embarrassed by it. You know, by my failures. I'm not embarrassed by it. I don't let it knock me. No one can knock me more than I knock myself. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. It's true. Do you know what I mean? It's true. Like, no one can like, when I'm competing against myself, because no one's going to, you know, kick yourself more than I kick myself. That's the way it is. That's the way it always has been. That's the way it is. So that's why I think to myself, like, you know, do you know what I mean? But failure does make you stronger. You're right, it does. But like I say, for me, that saying means a lot, because I think to myself, it was only a few years ago. This is modern times, mate. You know, I've gone from having a company, doing well, earning lots of money, to actually folding and being on my ass, right? Being depressed, mentally ruined, to the point where, you know, I'm fucked, mate. Like, I didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? Struggling. And now, you know, I built myself back up, and I'm better than I was before. I'm a better person than I was before. You know, but like I say, for me, it's more than just the fact of earning a few quid. It's nice to have a bit of money in your bank to do stuff. You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to, you know, go get an haircut and eat your food. But it's also nice to go on nice holidays, isn't it? And have a nice car and stuff like that. So you got to look at it from that side as well. But you are winning. A lot of us are winning more than we actually, you know, give gratitude for. But yeah, never be too proud to do a day's graft. Never. It's something that you laugh about, don't you? But with your mates. But if you think about it, like, I think there's nothing more rewarding than earning your money. You know, earning your crust for your family, man. Do you know what I mean? It's no better than that, is there? When you see your family, you can look after them financially, feed them, you know, provide for them, help them out. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Like, you know, it's mad how there's graft will break 90% of the youth. You can't get no decent labourers, can you, anymore, like that? But yeah, it's yeah, man. We've gone deep there. We've gone deep. Calling stalls, banging gear on. That's what I mean. I don't think I'd stop doing it, me. I don't think I want to be like 70 and still having to put gable ends on. I don't, you know, it's not about that, but it's still something that I'd like to be in touch with in some part. I'd like, even if I'm like some sort of trainer, or I work with a company doing supplying, or I have a supplying company, whatever, I don't know, but something, you know what I mean? I'd like to be there. Very deep, mate. I should have teared before. It's what you want to. Nah, no, nothing to be. Yeah, of course you pick and choose, Colin. That's what it is. Yeah, no need to be upset, man. It is what it is, isn't it? That's why I do charity work for Bannerbill. It's about being able to help people when they're down. Oh, it's rewarding, mate. It's rewarding. And if you've got time, Josh, if you've got time and you can do it, and you're in a position where you can jump in and help out, do it. Do it. Nothing better than helping someone else. Do you know what I mean? Nothing better than that. There's nothing more rewarding in my eyes than that, anyway. Especially when it's, you know, a lot of the time we do stuff for people and it's nothing off your fucking, no skin off your nose, is it? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, if everyone in the world did that, it'd be a lot better place, wouldn't it? Yeah. you see the alarm clock there from our last. That means I've got to go. People on YouTube won't have seen that. Or they might have done, I don't know. Facebook user. Sarah's sick. Oh God. You know what? Without me, mate. Go on. Quick, this is the last one before I go, because boy, I've got to go upstairs and rub bump on a free Optimix. Yo, listen, mate. I'll tell you what. You know what, Josh? I can tell you how to get one of them if you want. I'll tell you how to get one of them Optimixes if you want. Yeah, you need to move the needle. So you need to take a machine that wasn't really selling that good, and no one really knew it was there and wasn't interested in it, and you've got to sell a lot of them, or help move a lot of them. You've got to shoot a lot of videos too. So when you've done all that, I'll get you on that gaffer. But yeah, listen, Colin, nice one, mate. I'll be in touch with you and we'll get something sorted out. Same with Carl. I'm going to come meet up with you soon as well. We've got some other business stuff we need to go over. So I'll come to see you. Wayne, I'm coming to see you. I'll get a Predator tattoo. Fucking hell. Yeah, everyone else, James, everyone else who's watched, thanks a lot, guys. It's been a good one, nearly 2 hours. But you know what? We've really had a good one, man. We've really had a good one. It's been good. Like I say, really good chat. Yeah, like I say, guys, I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you. I'll catch up with you all later on. I'm off upstairs now to see the wife and the bump. So good night. Love you. Have a good one. Bye bye.